If you don't like doing the barbell bench press, you don't have to do the barbell bench press. I know this is amazing. I know it's gonna change your Monday quite a bit, but you don't have to do it, okay? You can do dumbbells. And I know a lot of people who, they don't barbell bench press, and they don't particularly miss it either. Same with squat, same with deadlift, same with overhead press, same with any movement. You don't have to do it.
Hello, my friends. Today we are talking about Geoffrey Verity Schofield, or at the very least, we are talking about a topic that he brought up and inspired me to make this here video.
It's just not what I'm interested in, right? Like, you just can't really...
But it is a topic I've been wanting to talk on for quite some time because I think it's very important to talk about because there's a lot of confusion and it sets a lot of people in fitness, whether new or, relatively familiar with the gym, it can set them on a very misleading path. It set me on a misleading path personally, so it's a topic I'm wanting to talk about for a while, but because of Jeff's recent video, I'm like, gives me even more reason to talk about it. So it largely involves exercise selection and how we love to both over and undercomplicate things in regards to fitness and largely in regards to the topic of exercise selection. We want to hear what is the best exercise or, something along those lines. Just like, we always want that simple fix, that one word solution, that simple sentence of like, this is what you're going to do for success. But it's not quite that simple, but it's also not that complicated either.
Seems like most people just want that quick answer.
Get off my lawn.
Just tell me what to do, what is the movement, give me a rep range and let me go. Well, that's not enough nuance, and that is not going to be useful for your long-term progress. You have to understand all the factors that go into the process.
So something that I really like to stress as a trainer, as a person who loves fitness, is this is a very individual process. Like, yes, there are some general rules across the board, but at the same time, it's a very, very individual thing. We all have different goals. We all have different genetics. We all have different preferences. There's never going to be a one-size-fits-all solution. Never. You can gain ideas and inspiration. You can look in places where you never thought that it was worth looking. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to realize this is an individual pursuit. And therefore, it's not going to be some easy answer. But again, it's also not that complicated. The answer really is to be an explorer in regards to your fitness. Like, don't put yourself in this box. A lot of people who are watching content in the fitness space, it seems, are largely interested in bodybuilding and or powerlifting to some extent. Chasing both strength as well as aesthetics, and there's obviously a lot of crossover there. So speaking specifically on those points in fitness, be an explorer. Like, again, be an explorer in general, but like with these topics, like be an explorer and don't feel like there's something you have to do, because that very well could discourage you and almost ruin your drive and your passion for this stuff. It never did for me, but at the same time, I was set back a lot by having sort of this all or nothing mentality in regards to fitness. So Jeff's video, it's, the premise of the video is largely, there is this upper back exercise that is very optimal for, building the upper back. And a spoiler alert, it is essentially a bent over rear delt fly.
It's the standing rear delt raise, and I attribute a lot of my rear delts, mid traps, upper trap development to this movement.
And he goes into how, despite the fact that it's so optimal for building the upper back, it isn't the most ideal because of how it can affect your lower back. So you have training money, as he puts it.
Why don't I incorporate this tremendous exercise into my program on a regular basis? Well, it's the concept of training money. You have a limited amount of resources that you can use to recover from training and get better.
Essentially, like, you can't really spend all of your money, spend all of your training. So it's like, you have this great upper back movement, but if it's going to hurt your lower back in some way.
A limiting factor for most people is going to be the lower back.
Oh, my back! That's going to compromise on your lower body exercises because you use your lower back for so much lower body. So it's like, where do you want to draw the line, So a very great point. And I'm going to go in a slightly different direction, but it's very much in the same line. And again, I very much am in agreement with the points he brought up in his video. But my big thing, the title reveals this, but squats. I have never in my life enjoyed doing back squats. Ever. But I kept on doing them. Tried to make my form better. Gave them a chance. More than a chance. Gave him a really, really solid try over the course of my, very long and never-ending fitness journey, because the journey never ends. Just walked into a tree branch. Now, this is not my way of saying that back squats are bad. Not at all. They're a fantastic movement for a lot of people, but again, my point earlier is how fitness is very individual. And I'd always been told that the bread and butter lower body movement is the back squat, and that is why I was very persistent and getting good at it. I'm pretty proficient with bench press, with deadlift, with a lot of the big compounds, but back squat never really did it for me. My issue with the back squat is how there's so much spinal loading that it's hard for me to focus on my legs. So I never really got a lot out of my legs, and I've been criticized a lot for having small legs. I mean, that's not uncommon in the fitness space. It happens a lot. My legs are pretty strong. I'm a pretty damn good deadlifter, if I do say so myself. Probably my favorite exercise is, any deadlift. But yeah, squats never did it for me. So I more or less, within the last year or so, just threw them out. I'll sub in, I do like hack squats and things like that. But when it comes to putting the barbell on your back, not for me. But what I did lean into for my legs is leg extensions.
In a way that's actually going to build your legs up more than just doing some kind of lame exercise here on content. Yeah, by the way, that's the last time you'll ever see me do that exercise ever again.
And once I really started doing that, I actually noticed some leg growth. And to be honest, I actually think that one of the things that could have been holding back a lot of my leg gains was forcing the back squats, despite the fact that I did not enjoy them and I did not really feel them the way that you should be feeling them. I think that along with the fact that I have done, a history of doing a lot of cardio, especially like long distance running, that probably didn't do my leg hypertrophy a lot of favors. But again, I also think that really leaning into the back squat, making me sort of resent leg day, I think that is what has held my legs back largely. Had I known better, had I just said, hey man, get this. There's a lot of different ways to build your monkey fighting legs.
I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Moral of that story is, to go along with Jeff's points made in his video, is there is no single exercise that every exerciser, trainee, lifter, whatever, must do for success. Not at all.
And at this point, I've gotten dozens, if not hundreds of DMs from people who think that they have to do certain movements. Unless you're a power lifter or a weightlifter or you are a strongman and you have to do these certain movements, if you're just a hypertrophy enthusiast, you train for enjoyment. Why are you doing things that hurt you and beat you up and you don't like doing?
You could literally never do a fucking bench press and have a great chest. It is possible. Might be a little bit harder to figure out like the exact scheme to build the chest. But again, that is why you must be an explorer in fitness. If you really care about this stuff, if you really want to maximize, if you really want to get the most out of it, have longevity in it, you got to be an explorer. And you got to also, again, understand that there is no one thing that you must do. You never have to do a squat. You never have to do a sit-up. You never have to do a biceps curl. There are so many different exercises that hit so many different muscles. So it's like, why would I have thought that I ever needed to do back squats? Well, it's because of how the fitness space works, how this industry works, the way that people tend to talk, so how dogmatic people can be in this space. And again, I want to try and put that to rest. So here I am commenting on Geoffrey's video. I hope a lot of people see it. Obviously, I hope people see my video, but the main point, again, is just I want this message to get out there that there's so much you can do for your body. Whether you're lifting weights, whether you're doing something more cardio-focused, more specifically core-focused, something that's more flexibility, mobility related, there are options. And at the end of the day, One of the easiest ways to be a healthier person as far as like your physical activity goes is go for a
Monkey fight.
walk, which is what I'm doing right now. But I'm also in, bodybuilding competition prep, and I'm going on way more walks than the average person probably ever would, going on more walks than I normally would. But that's neither here nor there. I think I made my main point in this video. If you love back squats, that's fantastic. Keep doing them as long as your form is good anyway. But I'm gonna call it there. Just a quick little video to really hammer in the point that exercise selection, fitness, all that good stuff, it's individual. Let it be individual. Let's share ideas. Let's share passions. Let's share along the way. Let's communicate in the fitness space. But let's not be so dogmatic. Let's not say you must do this one thing or talk about how this is killing your gains, that's killing your gains. It's like
Stretching is killing your gains.
let's be nuanced. Let's have a good conversation. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. I'm a little bit crazy because I'm very low calorie, and sorry if this came across as the ramblings of a man who's utterly insane.
Did you know I'm utterly insane?
But anyway, wishing you all health and happiness. As always, I want you to be healthy. I want you to be happy because, people, they suck sometimes, but I love a lot of you people, and I want to try and spread love, spread happiness, spread health. Let's do this thing. Bye-bye.